Go to our first attraction of the day, which is something that's quite close to my heart. Now, if you've watched the channel for a while, you'll know how much I love dark rides. And there's something here at Drayton Manor that's always been quite special to me, and that's the Haunting. It's an old Vekoma madhouse, similar to Hex at Alton Towers. However, this ride has always been in need of some updates, some TLC, or it should be really some DLC, some Drayton loving care. And that's what the ride's had for this year. It's had some new audio, it's had some projections inside, and the whole storyline to the ride has had a complete update. Now, when we did our first Drayton Manor vlog of the year, earlier on in 2016, you might remember how we said it was having an update and it wasn't open. Well, a few weeks ago it reopened and it's absolutely fantastic. So today we're going to have a little look at that and tell you all about it. Well, there you go, you saw the renovated Haunting, which I must admit is absolutely fantastic. I mean, I'll ask these guys first what they think. Martin, with you being new to the vlogs, what do you think of that as an experience?
That is so much better ever since the changes. I mean, I would even go to say that that is probably my favourite ride at Drayton Manor now.
It's a big statement to make.
It wasn't before. But
I haven't got a bold sign,
ever
sorry.
since the changes.
Bold statement.
Bold 2-1.
Oh dear. Oh yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it?
All the smoke effects in there, just everything
much
was
smoke.
working.
I mean,
everything was
the audio is really good as well because it's using Midnight Syndicate. If you're into the scare industry, you'll sort of know how Midnight Syndicate is used across numerous attractions. It's been used at Alton Towers Scarefest a few years ago in Terror of the Towers. The lights using Midnight Syndicate.
Buy the tracks on YouTube.
You can buy the tracks like Dean, I believe, has
on YouTube,
on
iTunes.
iTunes. There you go. Other brands are available.
Yeah.
What do you think to it then, Dean? The overall.
Yeah.
Do-do-dum, ha, do-do-dum, ha. What do you think, Chris?
That is superb.
It's great.
Like, literally, it went from being one of the worst rides, like one of my least favourite madhouses, to one of the best I've done.
It's brilliant. I mean, you know, the projections on the actual madhouse at the end are great as well. The fact they've actually put the projectors in the middle, they've put some effort in to hide the projectors. You can't see one projector in there.
No.
All the projections in the rooms, I can't still work out where the projectors are. They're somewhere up above, but you can't actually sort of see the beam where they're coming from. It's very cleverly done. Kieran, what do you make of it?
I thought it was really good, a massive improvement on what it was before. Love the projection mapping, love the mirrors as well.
It's fantastic, isn't it? Yeah, the mirrors coming down. I mean, like I've said, you know, it's a very special ride to me. I remember riding that as a kid when my parents brought me here, and I used to really like it, but over the years it's just deteriorated more and more, and finally someone at the park has thought, let's spend some money on the Haunting and let's bring it up to how it should be, and that's definitely exceeded my expectations. Absolutely 10 out of 10, and I'd go as far to say it's one of my favourite dark rides in the country. Let's just get Pirates Adventure the same now. But it's not just audio and obviously new theming elements in there. They've also refurbished a lot of the old things as well. Like the video screens at the start have been replaced. Well, last year we had a little replacement going on with the video. It was clear that work was going to be done. And you might remember in a vlog last year I mentioned how they updated the actual start video. And that was completely done just with an overlay around the old video. Someone obviously liked that and thought, let's go a lot more than that and expand from just putting an overlay on the old video and film a brand new video with a new story. What's consistent in there as well is, of course, Dr. Ghostman, who you meet at the start. He follows you throughout the attraction. So he's got his radio, which you see on the desk next to his pink mug, and then
pink flowery mug.
Pink flowery mug. Yeah, Dr. Ghostman has a pink flowery mug. But yeah, he has the radio, and then throughout the attraction, he comes across on the radio, like Dr. Ghostman here, as you heard in the clips, and he follows you through. It's very consistent, and they really put a lot of thought into that. Top quality attraction. Get yourself down here to Drayton Manor and come and see that in person. You know a dart ride's good when you feel the need to go on it 3 times in the same day, especially on a quiet day when you've got one of the best drop towers I've ever done, some other fantastic rides here at the park, and you know, I still found it absolutely fantastic. You know, the fact that the park have done what they have to the Haunted, it's absolutely brilliant. You know, and the fact they spent all that money on it, it's so simple but so effective, as I mentioned earlier on. There's a few other things that I just wanted to mention about what they've done in there. Not only have the course updated the whole pre-show, the videos, the lighting, the sound effects, but they've also created sort of a brand new ambience with the ride in terms of the corridor when you're leaving the room in the house to actually get into the church, into the chapel. They've sort of added some screens on the wall, similar to the Haunted Mansion style, where it's like a little screen. And inside those, you got like the eyes and the faces move as you're walking through. When you walk into the chapel as well, you've already got a nice ambient sort of drone, which is present throughout the whole attraction. So as soon as you walk in into the attraction, you've got this drone in the background, and that's really creating an uneasy atmosphere all the way throughout. The skeleton corridor is great as well, where Dr. Ghostman says, we're going to take you down into the basement, you'll wait there, and then of course the skeleton will come flying down. So much thought's gone into it, and I think Dean's got a little thing he just wants to add in there as well about talking about going the extra mile in terms of theming these attractions. They've done something else what Dean has just spotted on that run.
In the actual Madhouse itself, there's obviously needs to be now emergency lighting in there that's not used, and they've all got these silly little green LEDs.
You'll notice them on quite a few dark rides now as well.
Valhalla's got loads, you can't miss them in that. But what they've done, they've put a little tape on them, but you can still see it's on, but they've been taped. So obviously it's not because it lets out lots of light.
Yeah, because they were added, I think, a couple of years ago, and that was a problem in there. It used to.
They've only just
the finale scene of that used to rely quite a bit on the dark, whereas it doesn't so much now. But when they first added them green lights, they looked awful. So it's little things like that, you know, that make the difference.
Yeah, and then they've taped over them. To detail, you see, because it was letting a lot of light out then. You wouldn't think one little LED would let a lot of light out, but
done a good job.
Unfortunately, as technology moves on, you need all this.
Health and safety is always the main thing now, and with dark rides and things, you've got to just be careful where you put exits and things, but it's very good. 10 out of 10. You can probably guess where we're ending our day here at Drayton Manor. Of course, the Haunted, our 4th ride of the day, and it's not wearing off. I mean, this is fantastic. This will be our 4th ride.
Yeah, I know, but we've had more than 4.
Oh yeah, our 4th on this though today. 4 rides. And you say I've not had any more, unless you have.
Well, that ghost.
I mean, yeah, it's just beautiful. This is really, really good. Yeah. You had a good time, Kieran?
Yeah, not bad.
You enjoyed what's been your highlight today at Drayton Manor?
Ripper.
Yeah, you've enjoyed Ripper. The research into paranormal activity has delivered today. Right, over to Mr. Franklin.
The first time on the Dodgems when Sean ended up on someone's bumper.
Yeah, I mean, all the highlights have been from the Dodgems and, of course, Ripper. Ghostman's delivered.
It's been really good to see the upgrades. It's a completely new ride.
They've done a cracking job with that, and, you know, let's hope it continues with